Oh, you don't know nothing about this, Gary Norton. We're jamming. We're jamming.
You got good music, Art. Good taste, brother.
Listen, this is Black on Black Crime with Art McCoy. In the studio with me, I got Gary Norton. He's coming on strong. And he's the president of East Cleveland City Council. How you doing, Gary?
I'm wonderful, man. It's good to be here.
Good. If you want to catch Gary, that handsome guy on the webcam, you're looking at him right now. And we got a lot to talk about in the next hour. Now, I know that I got hundreds of people waiting to talk to me on the phone line, and I'm sorry that I'm running a little late with Dr. Stern, but I think we needed to know about that health care, and I know that I had some other doctors and some people who wanted to call in that had likewise opinion and different opinion, and we're going to set up that health panel. So, and Dr. Stern will be here. And we'll set up that health panel so we'll take a whole 2 hours to talk about health care. That's how important it is. But right now, before I go to Gary Norton, I'm going to go straight to New York City to Miss Skittles. Miss Skittles, are you there?
Hey, what's going on, Art?
Yes, Miss Skittles, what's going on? Me and Todd Dennis is following you from Cleveland to Atlanta, to L.A. Now you're in New York. What is going on, girl?
God, it's crazy. So let me go real fast because I know you have Mr. Norton in the building, and I know that I have a short time span. So I'm in Madison Square Garden. That's where I live. Right across the street in Times Square is the VMA Video Music Awards. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. I've never seen this many people in my life. It is nuts. I was supposed to go to the awards, but something came up, so it's fine. I'm definitely watching it on TV. I hope you guys have your TVs on. Now, Dad, I have to say 9/11 was Friday, and me being in New York, it totally touched my heart to be here. I went to Jay-Z's concert, and it was bananas. He brought out everybody from Rihanna to Beyonce, Kanye West, Mary J. Blige, Pharrell, Swiss Beats. He brought out everybody to perform on that stage with him. It was amazing. Shout out to everybody that lost their lives in 9/11 and everybody that has family that lost their lives. You guys could follow me on Twitter, Miss Skittles. That today is a big thing because, VMAs, they have a battle for who's going to win the most who's going to win the most awards. And it's up against Beyonce and a new artist called Lady Gaga. So the female artists are definitely taking over right now. They're definitely taking over. My shout goes out to Beyonce. I'm so in love with her. She's my idol right now. I love her so much. But everything is crazy. New York is crazy. I love it. To death. Of course, I'm still going to school. I graduate in May. You guys, I graduate. I'm inviting all of you to my graduation after party. It's going to be huge in Cleveland. And I'm excited. Janet is hitting the stage right now. So I have to go. WCAM 1100. Turn on your TV.
Wait, Miss Skittles, before you go, I know you're excited, but Miss Skittles, are you coming to Cleveland this week?
I am coming this
week. Are you
week.
performing on the Hip Hop Awards?
How could you let me forget? I am performing. The Ohio Hip Hop Awards, I'm performing with all the ladies of Cleveland. We're doing a song called We Run the City. So make sure you come or make sure you vote for me on www.ohiohiphopawards.com for Best Female Artist. And I will be there on Saturday for the Ohio Hip Hop Awards.
All right. Thank you, Miss Skittles. Go on and enjoy yourself. All right.
All righty. Love you. Follow
all right.
me on Twitter, Miss Skittles.
All right. That's the greatest rapper in the whole wide world, Miss Skittles. Now let's get on to other serious business. I got Gary Norton, the president of East Cleveland City Council. And Gary Norton is running for the mayor of East Cleveland. And I want to just tell you right now is that I think that it's a great thing that City Council President Gary Norton threw his hat in the ring to run for mayor of East Cleveland. It's just him and the current mayor Eric Brewer running, and Eric Brewer didn't realize that he was going to have the competition that he had. But we're just so grateful that our brother Eric Norton is running hard and good. And I'll tell you something. It's real strange because I can remember when the current mayor, Eric Brewer, first got that seat, and during his inauguration, Councilman Gary Norton, the president, was there along with all the council. I was there. Everybody, we was trying to really support the current mayor, Eric Brewer, but something happened that drove this man crazy, and that's my personal opinion. But from this point, I'll give it to Brother Gary Norton to tell why he's running for mayor.
Thank you, Art, and it's great to be here with you. I really appreciate the time, and I know we were on the phone together for just a few minutes a couple of weeks ago, and I got a great response from that, so I know you have a lot of listeners out there. I hear you're in a bunch of states and half of Canada, so it's great to be here. And also good to hear about Miss Skittles. It's good to know that Cleveland area folks are in New York and doing great things and seeing the world, because that's what our young people need. And that's what I really want for East Cleveland, to have our young people see the world and have our world see our young people. Just a couple of things. We're running really, really hard in East Cleveland right now. We've got a strange scenario in terms of this election. Our election is September 29th, which is not a day that people are accustomed to voting on. They're accustomed usually to voting in November. But on September 29th in the city of East Cleveland, we're going to choose the next mayor. There are only two of us in the race, and only the top vote getter will move on to the general election, which in reality, we will choose our mayor on September 29th. And I want people to know that they can vote by mail right now or in person down at the Board of Elections anytime before September 29th. We're running a good, hard, clean campaign in the city of East Cleveland. And that's good for our community, because we need good, hard, clean efforts in our city. Unfortunately, the other side is getting nasty, but we'll deal with that in a very, very positive way, because we attract a lot of positive energy. In fact, people who would usually support a sitting Democratic mayor, which what we have right now in East Cleveland is a sitting mayor, people who normally would roll with him and endorse that are endorsing me. There are only three bodies who have endorsed in this race so far. That's the Democratic Party. They endorsed me. The International Association of Firefighters. They endorsed me. And the Fraternal Order of Police. They endorsed me. And I think it's because they see the difference between me and the current mayor. They see the difference between the past and the old ways and the negativity, and the future of partnership and building a better city for today and a new hope for our youth and our future tomorrow. So we really look forward to that. We're running a door-to-door campaign, knocking on every single door in East Cleveland, talking to people, getting them out on their porches, getting a great reception, but it's a tight race. Mr. McCoy, we had a debate yesterday.
Yes.
And the issue of that debate, the core issue, was vacant and abandoned properties, a scourge that has affected our city. And I equate that really in East Cleveland, what has happened. We see the devastation in New Orleans, the 9th Ward, and what happened when Hurricane Katrina came through there and just devastated houses and buildings and things like that, and left the area just a total disaster. Well, in East Cleveland, years of neglect and years of mismanagement and years of population and flight have left us in the wake of a slow motion Katrina. Mm-hmm. Some of our neighborhoods and houses and streets are in the same condition as the 9th Ward in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And we've got a chance to do something about it now. But we really have to take this opportunity to understand that the way that we look today does not have to be the way that we look tomorrow. And the way that we grow, the way that we come back is having people recognize that as an opportunity to get land that is at low prices but highly valuable near some of the most powerful learning and healing environments in the world. And we need to see people as assets in East Cleveland, as schools as assets, and our proximity to everything that is good in the area as great for us and hoping for our future. So that's where we are, Art. We've got a great positive campaign. We're running very, very hard, and we are not saying anything negative about the other side, but it seems that day by day they are saying everything negative about us.
Wait a minute, Mr. Norton. If I remember, when you took out your petitions to run, this is America and this is a free country, and that's what it's all about, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what we lived and fought and died for, the freedom to vote, right? And the freedom to run. All right, you took out your petitions to run, which any God-given American can do. So you took out your petitions to run, and immediately when you took out your petitions to run, what happened?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Art. And actually, it's not funny. It's very, very serious. I took out petitions to run and went around and talked to people. And after a conversation, 120 people signed my petition. And basically for one of two reasons, either because they really like me and they believe in me, or they dislike the current mayor, or in some cases both. They both dislike the current mayor and they believe in me. They signed the petition just like any American has the right to do. The right to get on the ballot. You say, I support this person, I believe they should be on the ballot. In response to that, the current mayor of East Cleveland, which blew my mind, sent a letter to every single person who signed my petition saying that they might have broken the law without knowing it and that I might have deceived them into doing that. And Art, he cited many, many laws. He cited many, many actions. He said that I was guilty of misdemeanors and could be punished with prison time and fines and things like that, and that they should be scared. Well, Art, there's a law, a federal law called the Voting Rights Act that makes it illegal to intimidate African American voters. And that is what this mayor of East Cleveland tried to do when I filed petitions to run against him. In addition to that, he took me down to the Board of Elections for a protest hearing, which anybody can do. He wrote 30 pages of complaint to the Board of Elections saying that I committed no fewer than 25 felonies, including witness tampering, forgery, election falsification, all sorts of things. And he also accused me of violating the Hatch Act, which is a federal law against campaigning in certain ways. And he took me before the Board of Elections, dragged all of us down there for a hearing, spent 3 weeks of city time, city gas, city phones, city computer, city paper, doing all sorts of research when he should have been being the mayor of the city of East Cleveland. And when we got there, the Board of Elections laughed him out of the room. There was a room full of people laughing at that man because they felt that he had no reason, no real case for bringing me down there, and it was a waste of time. So long story short, although it's a little late for that, I got on the ballot, and that man has a race on his hands that he did not count on, and we are running hard, we are running positive, and he's in for the race of his life.
But Brother Norton, speaking of him taking you down to the Board of Election and him trying to block you from the ballot, you're a young man. I go all the way back to the South, to the times when it was hard for us to vote. But by you knowing history, what did that remind you of? I mean, even though this was a black man, what did that remind you of?
It reminded me of what was done to African American voters and our white brothers and sisters who tried to help African Americans vote in the South. It reminded me of those who gave poll quizzes at the polls to see if somebody was eligible to vote. They would ask them how many bubbles on a bar of soap. They would turn dogs on people when they tried to vote. They would turn water cannons on people when they tried to vote. That's what it reminded me of. They would lynch people. That's what it reminded me of. They would go to people's houses and tell them, don't dare come out to vote. That's what it reminded me of. These letters from the mayor of the city of East Cleveland, on city time, on city property, on city equipment, on city everything, were trying to scare African Americans out of exercising their fundamental constitutional right to vote for somebody of their choice. I cannot stand for that. It reminded me of the Deep South decades ago. The mayor of East Cleveland in 2009 set us back decades. I thought that we were past that, but we're in the midst of it. And the saddest part, Art, is the community that it happened in. The mayor looks just like all the other folks.
Yes. So, Brother Norton, so tell us a little bit about your personal life. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, tell us a little bit about your personal life, okay?
Great.
We got deep real hard, but we're going to go back and make it soften it up a little bit, okay?
Great.
We'll be right back with Council President of East Cleveland, Gary Norton. Hello, everybody. This is Black on Black Crime with Art McCoy, the #1 show on Sunday nights. We kicked the competition right out the window. We love them all, but we're #1. And I'll tell you something, we're going to go right back. I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to go right back to Gary Norton. But I just want to say one thing before I go back to Gary Norton. Chuck, Miss Brown, Mike, Paul, Chris, Dick, and all the other millions of callers. I'm going to try to get to you. I'm going to try to get to you hard. But first, I got to deal with, I've been waiting on Gary Norton for for the last couple of weeks. I got him into the studio now, and I got to deal with him. Now, Gary, tell us a little bit about your family, and are you a family man or what?
Oh, yes, sir, Art. And I'm glad you asked. You know, it just makes me smile every time I get a chance to talk about family. Yes, I am a family man. My wife and I have been married for several years now, and we have had the blessing over the past few years to have 3 beautiful little girls.
Hey, Gary, excuse me one minute. Pick. That's Carmen Marino. The only reason I'm bringing that's Carmen Marino. And that's Gary Norton.
I met Gary out in the newsroom.
Okay, well you trying to follow in Gary Norton's footsteps. Go ahead and tell him about your family, Gary.
I sure will.
Because he's finna have another baby too. That's why he had one, and now he's trying to follow you, and he's finna have another one.
Actually, I got 5.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, man, I'm trying to catch up to you. I guess I've only got 3. I've never felt bad about only having 3 kids until now.
They're all blessings.
Oh, yes, they are.
And you
yes,
finna have another one, Carmen?
Yes, I am. St. Patrick's Day.
All right.
Of all days.
Oh, wow, perfect.
How old are you, Gary?
I'm 37.
37, okay.
Yeah.
I'm 41.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm never going to be able to retire.
That's right. That's right. But I'll tell you, it is this good, clean living that keeps both of us looking so young at these ages. Because married men do live longer, right?
Yes, they do. They're happier, and they got bigger bellies because they get
Exactly.
that home cooking. Kind of like the home cooking I'm going to get at I Have a Dream Cafe.
Oh my goodness!
Right?
Now I
Right?
want to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Now you're cutting my mic off.
Go right ahead, Gary.
All right. Well, and Carmen, I just say on the day I got married, a great man gave me a piece of advice or a word of wisdom. He said, "Great, Gary, congratulations. Now you can be happy just like the rest of us."
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
So I was very happy. But me and my wife, we have a great life together in the city of East Cleveland. We bought our first and only home on planet Earth. Is there in East Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's a great place to live, raise a family. Over the past few years, we've had the blessing of 3 beautiful little girls. I call them my 3 little Leo lionesses, and their ages 1, 2, and 3. And what's funny is the child number 1 and number 2, my first 2 daughters, they're 11 months apart. So there's 1 month out of every year that they're the same age. And then child number 1 and number 3, they have the exact same birth date, 2 years apart. So within the span of 2 years, we had 3 kids. And they're great. My oldest just entered Superior Elementary School, which is a public school in East Cleveland. So we're homeowners who have kids in the school, so we really care. And
Gary, introduce Carmen Angelo in the newsroom. You do it, Gary, in your own way, and we're going to come right back and talk to you.
coming to you live on WTAM is Carmen Angelo in the newsroom.
The Vikes leave the Browns a bit blue. Good evening, I'm Carmen Angelo. This is the 9:30 report on News Radio WTAM 1100. Details coming up. Channel 3 Weather Plus forecast meteorologist A.J. Colby calling for partly to mostly clear skies tonight, a low near 60. Right now, skies are clear, 67 degrees at your official weather station, News Radio WTAM 1100. Josh Cribbs broke a long punt return for a touchdown, but the 67-yard scamper wasn't enough as Minnesota spoiled the Browns season opener at the stadium today by a count of 34-20. This fan says Cribbs is the Browns' lone game breaker.
Cribbs for president. Cribbs for president. I'd give him a C+.
Cribbs is about the only superstar we have, it looks like, so far.
That's it. I mean, right now he's like the whole franchise. But hopefully we can get some more talent to go with him.
Brett Favre threw a touchdown pass, and Vikings running back Adrian Peterson had three touchdowns of his own as Minnesota pulled away from the Browns in the second half. President Obama expressing confidence that Congress will pass, quote, not just any health care bill, but a good health care bill. In an interview with CBS 60 Minutes tonight, the president was critical of Republican opponents who said we're trying to block a health care overhaul for political gain. Price of gasoline dropped 5 cents the past 3 weeks with the end of the summer driving season. The average price of regular gasoline dropped to $2.59 a gallon. Independent gasoline analyst Trilby Lundberg on the high and low prices of gasoline around the nation.
The lowest average in the country on the 11th in our survey was St. Louis, Missouri, $2.26 per gallon. At the high end, we have the far-flung markets of Anchorage, $3.27, Honolulu, $3.26. But apart from those, San Francisco was highest, $3.17 per gallon.
Lundberg added that falling demand will lead to continued falling prices in the coming weeks. I'm Carmen Angelo on Cleveland's only news radio, WTAM 1100.
Commercial interruptions.
Hello, everybody. This is Black on Black Crime with Art McCoy. We're round third, and we're headed home. We're back with Gary Norton I'm not going to take up any more time. Gary Norton, go on and tell us about you being a family man and your kids and all that. Go ahead.
Sure. Talked about my kids. I got 3 beautiful little girls, back to back to back, ages 1, 2, and 3. But, you know, the girls come along as a result of my best friend, the lovely lady who, when I asked her to marry me, she said yes, and I've been the happiest man on earth ever since. We met when we were both college students. I was a student at Morehouse College in Atlanta, and she was a student at Hampton University in Virginia, and we were both from the Cleveland area. And we started dating, and after a while, we both became adults. We finished college and things like that, and we got married. And it's just been an absolutely beautiful life. My wife, she's an educated, experienced, and talented woman. She's a principal. She's the principal of Hannah Gibbons Nottingham School in the city of Cleveland. So each and every day, she spends her life and her energy molding and motivating and teaching and growing the area's future. And I think that that's a great backdrop for us as a family, because that's what we're concerned about the future. And like I said, went to Morehouse, went to Cleveland State, got a bachelor's degree in political science, and got a master's degree in public administration. And after that, it was really, really cold in Cleveland, but I saw a great opportunity in Miami, Florida, to work for their Office of Management and Budget in Miami-Dade County. A wonderful place. I saw South Beach every single day, went to Miami and things like that. It was wonderful. But about 8 or 9 months into that, I got a surprise job offer. God blessed me with an opportunity to come back and work for the children of Cleveland in the Cleveland Public Schools, because they had just transitioned to their first CEO, and that was a lady named Barbara Bird Bennett. And she heard about some work that I did there as an intern, and I was blessed to have a 50% pay increase to come back and move back from Miami and become a special assistant to Barbara Bird Bennett, who was the first CEO of Cleveland Schools. And that woman, Art, had a heart of gold and the courage of a lion.
Yes.
And she fought every day. And, you know, politics being what they are, jobs and organizations and leaders transition and things run their course. But just to be up close and personal, to know the inner and outer workings of what goes on in big city politics and big city management transitions. Barbara Bird Bennett was a great person who taught me a lot, and I went on from her to be involved with Stephanie Tubbs Jones, who was just a second mother to me, who taught me about caring for people and doing what's right and not being afraid to speak out. And I went from her to being special assistant, or actually executive assistant to County Commissioner Peter Lawson Jones for 6 years, a man who is extremely intelligent, yet can talk with anyone at any level, whether it's someone on the block who is down on their luck and looking for something different, to inspire that person to do what they can do and always return their calls and always care about them and do what he can to help. But then he can go straight from that conversation to the 50th floor of Key Tower and meet with CEOs in that building in a boardroom. And it's just that ability to walk with kings and still carry the common touch that has carried me through and made me realize that men who have been blessed with the educational opportunities that I've had, men who have been blessed with family experiences that I've had, men who've been blessed with the gifts of God and understand their place in history and in the world and in society, but in the neighborhood and on the street where you live, we have a commitment to make the world a better place by maximizing our potential. And if we don't maximize our potential, if we don't live up to everything that we can do to make humanity a better place, then we're falling short in the eyes of God.
Well, Gary, now how are you going to be able to stay in this campaign, fight this fight that you're fighting, because you know that Eric Brewer fights dirty. And I'm reading a paper that he has out now. How you know, and I know that you are a very positive person, and you don't want to get negative, and so you're basing your campaign on good versus evil and see which one went out.
Yes, sir. I've got something to prove, not only to me, not only to my family, not only to my opponent, but to anybody who watches, and that is that good beats bad. That people are sick and tired of all of these negative attacks, all of these personal things, whether they're true or false, because there's a blend of truth and there's a blend of false. And I'll tell you, right now, I am in a fight, a contest with the dirtiest of the dirty, the baddest of the bad, the worst of the worst when it comes to these negative things. But Art, I refuse. There are people around me who are telling me to release this piece of information that I have, that piece of information that I have about the man's personal life, about preferences, about things that have been done in the past. But I refuse. I refuse because people do not want that. And I'll tell you, I'm a Baptist. And once a month we read the covenant, which says we will not unnecessarily expose the infirmities of others. Art, this is bigger than me. I'm fighting this fight. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about everybody out there who has either been in East Cleveland, it lives in East Cleveland, from East Cleveland, or knows somebody who lives in East Cleveland, who knows that that place deserves to be an American city, not a third world city. And we've got to fight positively to do that. Because if I engage in those negative tactics, if I engage in those downgrading things, if I tear somebody else down just to build myself up, then I'm no better than the rest of them. I need to be better than the rest of them because East Cleveland is as good as it gets.
Well, now let me just give you an example of the negativeness that he's coming out with. He said he's talking about your degrees. Now you have 2 degrees, right?
I have college degrees. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree.
All right, and from my understanding, Mayor Brewer didn't finish high school. He had to go back and he dropped out.
He dropped out.
All right. Now we're not knocking him for dropping out, but he's knocking you because you have 2 degrees and you talk about that in your campaign. There's nothing wrong with that high education, is it?
No. And Art, I'll tell you, by going to college, and you know, people look at degrees as something that you just write that you have or you don't have. I'll tell you, Art, I commend people who get a college education. I do. I believe in it strongly because I know what I had to do in order to get mine. You know, yes, I wear suits and ties, and yes, I use the King's English relatively well, and I've got some decent ideas that I communicate. But the reality is, Art, for 2.5 years as an undergraduate student, I loaded those big 18-wheel trucks in the middle of the night at UPS. I was a package truck loader, and not the cute brown UPS trucks that you see on the street. I'm talking about the big 18-wheel trucks. I loaded those all by myself. In the dead of night, 11 p.m. to 4 a.m., I'd go to sleep at 4:30 when I got home, wake up for 7 o'clock and be at class by 9 and do homework and go to class all day, just so I could pay my way through college, Art. I mean, you sacrifice in order to get that. But a man who has no education of his own tries to knock a man who made the sacrifices, worked hard, because he knew that there was a future for an educated man, and there's an obligation to give back. And I just can't believe, I find it hard to believe, that a man who has the educational background that he has, or the lack thereof, would take the time out to discourage men and women who graduate from Shaw High School, who graduate from public schools in the area, from pursuing a college education by trying to tear me down. I don't understand that. But I'll tell you this, Art, at the end of the day, I refuse to talk about anything with anyone unless the current mayor of East Cleveland brings me his bachelor's degree and brings me his master's degree and shows me his grades, then we can talk. Until the day he brings me 2 degrees, I won't even talk about it anymore. I've got him and he doesn't.
I understand. Hey, I love that. Look, we're talking with Gary Norton. We're going to finish this conversation, and we'll be right back in a minute. Hello, everybody. This is Black on Black Crime with Art McCoy. I want to thank all of my callers. I want to thank all of my listeners for being very patient doing this show and really letting me bring these guests on to get some very important information out. I got a million calls. I don't know if I'll be able to get them all, but I'm going to take one right now. Hello there. This is Black on Black Crime with Art McCoy.
Yeah, how you doing? This is Travell Harp.
Yes, Travell.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm an East Cleveland resident.
Yes, sir.
And I would like to thank Gary Norton for really taking the courage to enter into this mayoral race. I know it was a hard thing to do, and he's up against a lot. And I want to ask him, what can we do as East Cleveland residents to help you get in, as far as volunteerism?
Travell, I'm glad you asked that. We have a bunch of good people in East Cleveland who are helping us make phone calls to people, who are stuffing envelopes, who are going door to door. And it's great when people go door to door because they really get a feel for the people of East Cleveland, for the heart and soul of our community and what's really on people's minds. And I think that those who come out and join us are really the salt of the earth, and it helps them grow as people. So, Travell, people can come to our office, our campaign office during the day, usually between about 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. They can come to 13308 Euclid Avenue. Now, Art, everybody knows what an address is, but if I tell you it's across the street from Popeye's Chicken on Euclid Avenue in East Cleveland, everybody knows exactly where it is, near Euclid and Superior. And Travell, also speak well. Speak positively about the city of East Cleveland. Speak about the economic opportunities that abound for people who are willing to make an investment in our community. Talk about the beautiful houses we have that are so close to the inner city. Talk about the great things that we have in our midst, where you can get a great house, low price, and be right smack dab in the middle of the action. That's East Cleveland that I know and love, and that's the East Cleveland that we need to promote. We need to ask businesses and residents to come and be with us. So you can do all those things to help our city, and the campaign things to help me personally at the campaign office. Also 799-8015 to call.
Thank you, Gary, and we're all rooting for you.
Thank you so much, Terrell, okay? God bless you. Go ahead, son.
All right. We're running a very, very positive race in East Cleveland right now because we're trying to get things to come to East Cleveland. We want to reach out a hand of partnership. We want to have resources that are abounding. Millions of dollars in resources to deal with vacant and abandoned properties are currently outside of East Cleveland. We want to bring those in. We want to be a partner with the Cuyahoga County Land Bank that can use delinquent property tax payments from places like Solon and Pepper Pike and Westlake, who don't have the problems we have, but we can use that money from those areas to channel into East Cleveland, pump into our city to help us deal with the vacant and abandoned properties by eliminating them altogether or redeveloping them. In addition to that, Art, we can help people be saved when it comes to foreclosure if we partner with the County Land Bank. They're trying to help people who have problems with banks by buying the house from the bank at the current value and refinancing somebody's mortgage at the lower house value that it's worth today to save that family money and to save that house and to save those children. That's what we need to do in East Cleveland. But the current mayor is slow in doing that, and we're not even sure if he wants to do it, and we don't know why. In addition to that, Art, not only bringing money in, this current administration, this current mayor, this is probably going to be revealed sometime next week. We are going to have to pay out of our own local East Cleveland money, paid by hardworking East Clevelanders. We're probably going to have to pay $500,000 back to the federal.
What are you talking about?
Art.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
Art, there are these community development programs. They're designed to renovate people's houses. We got programs in the city of East Cleveland where if somebody's house, a senior citizen's house who's low income, is below the housing code, we can pay tens of thousands of dollars using federal money to bring it up to code.
And we're not doing it?
No, it's free rehab, Art. Free rehab with federal money. But you know what? There are a lot of rules and regulations involved with it. And unfortunately, the mayor of the city of East Cleveland today does not recognize the importance of following those regulations to the letter. And because he has not followed them, and members of his staff have not followed them, because ironically, he made himself the director of community development. That's a position full of expertise that he does not have. Because of those decisions.
Wait a minute, he's the mayor and director of community development?
Oh, that's only two of his three jobs, Art. He's also the safety director in the city of East Cleveland. So he's the mayor / safety director / community development director. And as the community development director.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and that person, the community development director, is supposed to oversee these programs and make sure they go right. But now, since he is the community development director, we probably have to pay in the neighborhood of $500,000 back to HUD simply because when we tried to rehab people's houses, tried to put together this program that helps people's houses be upgraded from the current state, they didn't follow the rules and have to pay back the money.
And that won't happen on your watch?
No.
Gary, we're going to have to go. Speed light cameras. I know they're eating the residents of East Cleveland up. Even my Grandma Bell got one, and she's 85 years old, but she still drives. What are you going to do about it? You going to put them everywhere like the mayor did, or what?
Art, those speed cameras are everywhere, and I absolutely despise it. City Council trusted this mayor to put those speed cameras in school zones where they protect children. Art, but you know and I do that they are now pointed up hills that people are coming down. How in the world do you have a speed limit of 25 miles an hour coming down a hill, there's no school zone in sight, and there's a speed camera pointed up at you to catch you when you go 27? That is crazy. That's not what we intended. Art, there are signs that City Council made them put up. We said that they had to be 100 feet in front of the traffic camera. Art, they put them behind the traffic camera. Those things are behind bushes, behind everything. They are speed traps. I would never use them like that. I put them only in school zones where they belong to protect our children.
Gary, I appreciate you coming in. Gary, I have to go to Miss Brown talking about a rally from 6 to 9 p.m. tomorrow, but you have exactly a minute and a half to tell everybody who to vote for and your closing comment.
Thank you, Art. On September 29th, the residents of East Cleveland have a chance to choose someone that they can be proud of as their mayor. That person is me, Gary Norton. We need jobs in East Cleveland. We need businesses in East Cleveland. We need residents in East Cleveland. We need economic development in East Cleveland to generate revenue so we can pay our police, fire, build streets, create street lights, everything that an American city needs to allow us to experience all the things that there are good about being an American. I am that person, because if we don't change now, we're going to collapse under our own weight, and my family and my home and my wife and me, we cannot stand to have our city go under without doing something about it.
And Gary, where can they get in touch with you at?
They can contact me on my own cell phone, 216-374-3241. 374-3241, Gary Norton Jr. at gmail.com.
And where's your headquarters?
13308 Euclid Avenue, the Solar Office Building on Euclid in East Cleveland, right across the street from Popeye's Chicken.
Thank you so much, Gary. I really appreciate you taking this time out. I know you're busy on your campaign. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Brown.
Yes.
Talk to me quick. We got a big newsman looking very evil in the other room. Go ahead.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., we will be down at WERE 1490, which is also WZAK and Z109 on St. Clair. We'll be down there rallying, letting Bashir Jones know that the community stands behind him in whatever decision he makes. And that's at 6 a.m. from 6 to 9 during his showtime. And thank you, Art.
You're welcome, dear. God bless you. Hey, Gary Norton.
Brother.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you. You know, I'm from East Cleveland. And I'll tell you right now, I'm voting for you. I'm voting for you. I believe in you. I believe that you can turn this city around. And I know that many more East Clevelanders are voting for you. And because we know that good will win out over evil. We believe that.
Thank you, Art.
God bless you. Now we'll go right to Carmen Angelo in the newsroom.